gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning.
You got to check the microphones.
I'm on.
Yes, you are live, and
We are live.
I got to hit a stop here on this thing 1 second. I got way too many tools up and running here.
So today is so exciting because
Yes, and I'm sorry about the delay, by the way. All my fault for the start of today. I forgot to press a couple of the buttons.
it's okay. There's
Yeah.
a lot of buttons to
Yeah.
press in this studio. But we're so happy to be here in August because for us, July is kind of our holiday month where we do a lot of traveling and really enjoy, the summer. But August always it seems to be the time that we hunker down and
Yep.
start laying the groundwork for what we're going to do in, the last quarter of the year. And the last quarter of the year for me is always September, October, November, and maybe a couple weeks in December. But most people know December slows down. But we like to
Don't let her fool you. She's been watching Christmas in July, and she's getting ready for Christmas right now. And December is
that's
about.
why I have a Christmas closet to when you see things.
It's
you
more
gotta
like a
get them.
Christmas house. Who are you kidding? It's like a whole house full of Christmas decorations. Anyway.
Well, that's an aside. But yes, we usually take from the 15th of December till probably the 5th of January to really enjoy the holiday season. But September, October, November are huge working months for us. And August is the month that we lay the groundwork, do all the work, make sure that we have everything that we need, make our game plans. And in that process, we have been building, at a feverish rate to really up the game with all of the tools on our dashboard in the MVP, in the Magnum Vault. We've been writing books, and we haven't even actually introduced them yet or anything for the most part. So much is coming right now.
Yeah,
But
big updates. Big updates
so
everywhere.
today is going to be the update day, and we're going to go through some of the things that we've been working on that are going to really move the needle for every entrepreneur, and certainly move the needle for us. So
Yeah.
with
So
that said,
what you're seeing behind me right now is Maestro, right? So Maestro is our acronym that I cannot remember the full name of because it's the Magnum Autonomous Engineering Systems Task Routing Operator. Basically, this is my super agent, my super dashboard that runs our entire business. And
he is the maestro. He organizes and coordinates
Yep.
the entire orchestra for everything that we do.
Yep,
And
right.
Henrik built him. So
we'll write down like every morning. We get a full briefing on exactly what's up and running, what's working.
It's Maestro.
That's
the
him
time is
talking in the background.
10:26 a.m. Thursday, the 20th of August.
There is a new
Overcast,
version,
going up to 95,
that
down
you
to
can't actually
71
fully
overnight.
see yet.
A 1 in 4
It's called
chance of
Magnum
rain.
Pulse, that
Asia
basically
rallied overnight.
talks through your
the
whole
Nikkei ticked up
thing,
1.4%.
which I'll
Hong Kong
get
ticked
to-
up
get to later.
0.9% too.
Cool.
S&P futures are off
But yeah.
0.4%.
But I love Maestro. He's kind
and
of
the VIX
like
jumped from 15
Jarvis.
to nearly 16. So the futures
from
market
Iron Man.
Well, what it is actually, what's running in the background is what you call a super agent. Because a lot of people use AI and then they put in a bunch of prompts and then they put in a bunch of things, and some of them are, advanced enough to change their Claude.md files and so on. But there are, just move your shoulder a little bit, you can see it right there, 272 agents that report to Maestro. And
That work for us while we sleep.
yes.
It's awesome.
And it's working really, really well. So what I thought I would do, Lalo, is let's just go either chronologically through the entire update, the entire
I think we should do
ecosystem,
that.
and so on.
Because it's so crazy what's happening, and it's growing so fast. We knew it was going to grow fast when we launched the MVP, but I think that we've surpassed our expectations by multiples of 10.
Yeah,
You know.
and you'll be pleased to see that in the MVP, the daily Stoic reminder is back. That
love that.
disappeared a little bit.
And since we've last seen everyone,
Mm-hmm.
the Stoic Thinking Woman's Journal has been launched and is now available on Amazon. So we've been very
So why don't
excited
we go
about that.
through all the books first of all? So
Okay.
let me shrink us down to size, honey. Sorry, I shrunk the kids. So we are down in the corner here. Is that location okay for you?
Yeah,
I mean, we don't need to see you twice, so I could remove the double avatar of you.
there we go.
And yeah, all right. So we're down here, and I think that's the easiest place for me to start. So we're going to go to the bookstore first of all, and you need to help me
love
find it.
The bookstore, let's see.
It should be on the lower bar. Book. Okay, the bookstore.
There we
Okay.
go.
So, seeing as we were talking about bookstores, okay, this is right now all of the published books that we have. And let Laura Louise start on the Stoic Thinking Man's Journal and just quickly
Yeah.
talk through that and
Yeah,
where
this
that
is awesome.
where
This
that
is-
idea started.
Yeah. So this idea started because we realized that as we were putting together so many of our protocols, that they were really based in the fundamental philosophy of the Stoics. And so, we became big fans of the Stoics growing up and reading them. And then I really engaged with Ryan Holiday, who's a modern day Stoic, who's still writing books. And Enric simultaneously was really reading Marcus Aurelius and a lot of the great works of the Stoics. And we realized that a lot of our practices were mirroring the Stoics. So what Enric actually was his brainchild to say, well, let's take some of these Stoic quotes and then give the reflection in today's language of how it affects us, how we can, take ourselves to the next level. How do we stay motivated? How do we stay reinforced? How do we stay fulfilled, most importantly? And so the first iteration was the Stoic Thinking Man's Journal. And what we did was have a text that would come to anyone who bought it, who could get the reminders every day in their text, where you could read it and see the reflection of what that means in today's world to give you motivation, to get you started on the right track, to give you inspiration. And I loved it so much that I said, this is really not just for men. I need to, create the Stoic Thinking Woman's Journal. And we started, I think, for men because most of our clients traditionally have been men over the decades that we've been working.
And also, I mean, keep in mind, I've been collecting these sayings for 20 years, right? So they were all in my phone. There were pictures, there were scribbles, there were notes of all my favorite Stoic thoughts. And some of them are not your traditional Stoics. I mean, the original best Stoic, I think, is the big man, JC himself, right? But even here, you look at this one by Scott Peck, right? So I'm just picking up day 199. Until you value yourself, you won't value your time. Until you value your time, you won't do anything with it. By M. Scott Peck, right? And what it is in the book, and I won't read through all 365 days because there is an app for that. Every morning at 6:02, I get a text message that gives me that day's reflection. And the whole idea is that you get a great quote, then a reflection on it, and then 2 or 3 questions that you ask yourself with enough space to actually write in there and
it becomes something that you can do every morning as you wake up to really set the day with the right intention. And so I loved it, and then we created the
And so before you get to that, the big picture behind it is that most of us used to be dangerous, right? But somewhere along the line, kind of we let the world speak into our microphones, social media, news cycles, text messages, emails, all sorts of things. So every morning you wake up and you're basically running to somebody else's command, right? Yeah. And you're reacting.
More like a parrot than dangerous. But explain dangerous.
Well, by what I mean by dangerous is like you used to be lethal. You used to be. I don't want to explain it. It's you used to be dangerous. Men know what that means, and we need to reclaim that power, and that comes from controlling your day and controlling your thoughts and not getting into react mode. So I created this project to really serve me, serve my clients, serve our friends, and created this amazing book that people absolutely love. And then Laura Louise said, hey, you know what? There's Why Is This for Men Only? There's a lot of women reading this, and that's where the next version came in.
And I would say I would like to define dangerous, because I think it's weaponizing. We used to be people who weaponized our time and weaponized our objectives, and then we entered the era and the zone of distraction, and we're so distracted. And so I think this allows you to get back to that weaponization, to get to that point where you are on point, that you're showing up for yourself, that you're motivated, that you're actually inspired by your life, as opposed to distracted by everyone who's trying to steal your eyeballs, your time, your bandwidth. So that's what I would describe as dangerous, is like that ability to actually own your time, get what you want, do what you want.
Okay, and that led to number 2.
The Stoic Thinking Woman's Journal. Woohoo!
Okay.
And this one I love, because we added a lot of the Stoic women of the last 200 years, and it also has the same reflections, and it's a little bit more geared to my voice and the way I would speak it. Anrik and I have very different communication styles, which is great, because we have polarity.
Yep.
But this is really geared towards the woman who wants to wake up and be inspired, and they're slightly different. Yeah. So.
All right, so that was book number 2. So that you can literally either go to books.magnumvault.com or just go to, what's the URL? stoicthinkingwoman.com or stoicthinkingman.com.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the update on those 2. Then, which one do you want to do next?
Let's do the latest. Well, we could do Unpacking the Titans.
Yes, so these 2, you can just do both of those together.
Okay.
10 Steps to Raising Capital has been, is my original manuscript. It is actually a course. I try and take credit for it, but I'm sure that 50-60% of the content is somehow Laura Louise's too, because we've been working together now for 20 years.
Well, I think what happened is, we were working one-on-one with clients, and Anrik said, I want to put this into a book so I can give the clients. And so it has a lot of strategies and tactics, but he sat down and wrote it. But the interesting thing is that this has been sitting with you in your computer for the better part of like 7-8 years, and finally he said, I need to get this book in print so that people can read it, and then and this happens. I don't know if you create something and then years later you kind of revisit it and you're like, wow, this is good. It's still relevant and it's very good. Yeah. So I think that was the inspiration behind you saying, hey, let's get this out there in the public domain. And I think it's great tips, very easy read. It's very application oriented. You can read it and apply it instantly and really have results. And I think that the lessons are incredible lessons that we've both learned over 35 years working in the space of raising capital, attracting clients, and building businesses. Yeah,
and you can just order that straight off Amazon if you like paper. I quite like it. The new version is much, much, much bigger. The first font was way too small. But you can also download it and grab the whole thing literally as a PDF or as an HTML page. You can have it sent to you and literally sign up immediately for that right on our website. The Unpacking the Titans is an interesting book.
This is an interesting book. I love this book, actually.
Because it's not a book about trading, even though it's a book about traders. And there is a stack of very, very interesting, let me take you right there.
And it's the legendary transformations of the world's top 50 traders.
And the URL is just unpackingthetitans.com. Now, obviously, you can buy this on Amazon. It's not designed as a money-making thing, but it's really got 50 of my favorite kind of titans in there. Now, obviously, all books about traders need to start with Jesse Livermore, but it's got all sorts of interesting people that both Laura Louise and I know personally that we have worked with, some people that are dead, that are no longer here. And the big lesson in it was, what can they actually teach us? What can their life teach us? So we're not learning about their trading strategies. Those have been documented extremely well and they're referenced in the book. But like, because so many of these guys, made hundreds of millions, even billions, and then gave it back, or had a terribly unfulfilled lives, and in the process of trading destroyed their lives. So it's a short book.
But some of them came from nothing and really achieved incredible greatness and kind of the inspiration behind it and the work ethic behind it. I mean, all the stories are different, but it is a very interesting read, and it really gives you a little insight into the success patterns, but also the people who got success right and the people who got success by most people's measures but are still unfulfilled. So it's a mix, and I like that part of it because it's really about unpacking the differences in the strategies, in the incentives, in the motivation behind it, and what the core drivers were.
Yeah. And my friend Dave says this is a great toilet book. And I didn't know what that meant because mainly it's got like 3 or 4 pages on each of these legends. And so you can pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. And I really love it. And I'm actually kind of proud of it.
We should have toilet talk on these podcasts. It doesn't really resonate with me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, boys think of everything in terms of toilet jokes. So we are just different. Next step, we're seeing as...
And we also have the Tao of Capital Attraction that we co-authored. And that is not available yet.
No, it's not on here.
But
no.
that is, yes, it's on here.
Yeah, it's on a wait. It's on a wait list.
It's on the wait list. And then My Saving 7, which is the next one to come out, which I'm working on the final edits now. And I love this because I've worked with entrepreneurs my whole life. And the thing that really is the foundation to every entrepreneur is their energy, their vitality, and their cognition. Having that cognitive process, that creativity, the energy to go the distance. When your creativity is rolling and stuff and your energy crashes, you just cannot get achievement. But I struggled with this from a very early age. At 17, I got chronic Epstein-Barr, and I've battled it my whole life. And believe me, I've worked on Wall Street where I worked 20-hour days, slept on my couch and kept going, traveled all over the world, didn't sleep, hopped on a plane, did all of the meetings, and then was back at the desk still working. I was straddling time zones many points in my career where I was working multiple time zones. And you know something? This is the thing that I built for myself, and then we, continued to build together, and it just became this just passion of how do you get the most out of your energy, and how do you keep that vitality, how do you keep your creativity, and how do you keep that cognitive process where you're constantly being able to catch and pitch on any day of the week.
Well, it's so cool for me too, because everyone says, hey, Anrik, are you married to the female Benjamin Button? Because she just seems to be getting younger and younger, and she has more energy, and she saves people's lives. And I mean, the components of what Laura Louise knows about energy, longevity, health, vitality is phenomenal. And she's always basically coaching people, training people, helping people, doing this. And so many people are just always like, why don't you write a book? Why don't you write a book? Can we get these resources? I mean, 3 or 4 times a week, there's somebody up in her office basically getting a health consultation. And she's done this for 20 years and, has helped so many people that I think eventually is everyone had enough of begging her.
Probably 30 years.
So what Laura Louise has done, by the way, do pop in at saving7.com, right? That's the whole URL. The whole thing is written out. So it's not the number 7, it's written out. And watch the video on there and join the Launch Club. I think that's a really great...
I want to start today with a promise. And then I want to spend the next half hour
That
owning
would be
it.
great.
Yeah.
Here's the promise.
We would love that.
A year from today,
you guys
you can
would
be a
do that.
different human
And
being.
like I said,
Not a
if you
slightly
join the
better
Launch Club,
version,
you'll
a
know
different-
exactly when it's coming out. We're super excited to get it going. And
I have one more book to talk about. Well, we also have our magazine, by the way. Our magazine is amazing. This gets a lot of readers. This is essentially a digital magazine called The Capital Magnet. Let's move Laura Louise's head out the way a little bit. And it really has some no gates, no details. You literally can drop right in here and read the latest issue, and very, very good content in there about essentially attracting people and money to your life.
And it's tactics, it's mindset, it's strategy, it's things that have worked with us over time for, decades.
And this one, which I officially launched last week, is called How to Become Dangerously Good at Attracting People and Money. This is not a print book. This is a digital book. And it's a fast read. It's about, I would say it's about a 4-hour read in total. And I think it's outstanding. But then again, I eat my own dog food and I drink my own Kool-Aid.
Well, our dog food's good. We make it from scratch.
This is true too. But
sometimes when I'm making dog food, he wants to know if it's for us, and I'm like, no, that's for the dogs.
Yeah, but literally, you can go straight in there, request the book, and literally it will take you right down in here. Then you can download it over there, download it as a PDF, or literally read the book live, and it's absolutely live, and it's a keynote speech that I essentially created because in a 45-minute keynote speech, I get people so lit up and I give them so much great advice, but then I feel I'm shortchanging them by not giving them everything. So this is essentially the book that I wrote that goes with the keynote, so that I can walk out of a keynote speech with a good conscience and say, if you don't need to take notes, I'm going to give you the book. This is the book, essentially, of it. So, and then we have one more coming up. Do you want to talk about that now?
Oh, do you want to talk about the Magnum magazine?
Well, we're going to get through technically all of this. Well, let's deal with books right now.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, Magnum Opus magazine.
Yeah.
Well, think about Rob Report meets the luxury magazine meets the magazine. If the American Express Centurion card created a magazine, this would be it.
They do create a magazine.
Yeah, but they create a magazine to try and sell you something, not to try and help you. So
it's kind of a combination of, we always say life and business on your terms, and what that means to us is, really having your financial freedom, your geographical freedom, your people freedom to work with whom you want, when you want, from where you want, on what you want. And this is a lot of the kind of mindset and tactics, but it's also about the places to go, all the things that we love, the things that we're passionate about, whether it be wine or food or travel, and intermingling all those things, because we wanted to have a magazine that landed all those things instead of having all separate magazines about the things. And so, we talk about some of the things that we really emphasize when we're working with private clients about how to structure your life to get the most joy and fulfillment out of it. Have a business that's serving your life, not a life that's serving your business.
Yep.
And it's kind of all encapsulated in this magazine.
Yeah, because as you'll see from on the top left there, that it's really about all the things that absolutely light us up and that are exciting for us, that are not just work, but we cannot do anything without discussing health and wealth. So that is obviously massively in there. Yep. But also freedom, time freedom, money freedom, people freedom, location freedom, right? And living well and enjoying those together with our stoic mindsets and so on. But yes, we also love cars, boats, planes, toys.
Wine,
we love traveling,
food.
The table, food, wine, whiskey, all of these things, right? Yeah.
We love to entertain.
So this is a big project that's running behind the scenes right now. Our kind of launch date is sometime here in the fall of this year, but certainly, before the end of the year
and I think it's going to be called formally the Magnum Opus Quarterly.
Yeah. Well, we're still fighting about that. Anyway, so that is the one update, and then we have an update that you haven't seen yet. So
Ooh, I'm excited about that. Oh, this is my favorite topic of all time, though. The Magnum Opus planning system, which we've developed, I think it's probably about 6 years ago.
Yep.
And we developed it because we could not, for the life of us, find a planner that wasn't a to-do list, that wasn't like too esoteric, telling everyone how you feel every day. I mean, I didn't have time to write down every moment of how I felt and, all these things. But what we wanted to do was weaponize our time to make sure that we were working on the things that mattered most to us, whether it be what I call the three big bodacious goals. That's, connected to your purpose, your vision, and, your bust out of the box 10x move. But so many people couldn't find the time to do that, or they put all their time there and they were neglecting the other things that are, part of the fulfillment and frankly just part of living, like your family and, enjoying your life along the way and the pursuits of, health and athletics and things. And so we worked so hard on this for, I would say, a year. We studied every planner out there from every major entrepreneurial influencer and the best of the best, and we looked at everything and we realized that as we started working with them that it was missing this or that, or it wasn't incorporating the things that were really about life and business on your terms. So this is the brainchild of that, and I think this is the single ingredient that moves everything that you do forward faster and more effectively, efficiently, and is accretive literally to everything that you want.
Yeah, so I'm giving you the update right now. This will be available as the current version on Amazon by tomorrow. But the real key is the thing that I've been working on all morning is to have it as an app on your phone so that it synchronizes with your actual calendar, because this is the thing where I think you need to pay attention, is that we've made it so easy for other people's monkeys to get onto our back, right? Everybody's Calendly link, everybody's Zoom, everybody's webinar, everybody's thing has an app that can get onto your calendar. But your really important build, your Magnum Opus, the thing that you're building, that doesn't get priority on your calendar. So that's basically what this is, right? So
Right, it becomes a list. Your calendar becomes like an appointment list of either people who want to see you, some appointments that you have. You're going to have doctor's appointments, kids stuff, whatever. Everything's in your calendar, and people don't carve out the time to get, their purpose, their mission, what we call the Magnum Opus, the great work of your life. And, this was really inspired. Bringing this to you was really inspired by my father, because he retired at 70 and he passed away very unexpectedly and instantly at the age of 71. And he had this entire, plan of writing his book, of doing his art, of, crafting all these things and all the things that were in his heart that knocked on the doors of his heart for his whole life, died with him. And it broke my heart to have to watch that, because he was such a man of integrity and serving others and being there for everyone else, but he never served his own dream. And this is the thing that I think moves the needle to get you working on that in increments, baby steps, 1%. 1% moves a day on your biggest goals are game-changing, life-changing, impact to everything that you want. And so, and we're going to put together a video course on this, on how to use this appropriately, and we'll have instructions with the actual hard copy book as well. But I do think that this is the tide that lifts all boats.
Well, our MVP members, they get it first, right?
Yes.
Because you'll see here, if you're inside our Magnum Vault pass, right? You go through all this. Just move your head a little bit, Lois, so we can go around. So as you do all this incredibly important work, right? And we go through our Ignis identity extraction process, our authentic character flywheel with our right fit client avatar, our magnanimous protocols. These are incredibly valuable tools that we do. They all basically end up at the Magnum Opus planning system, because if you want to see a successful person, go look at their calendar. Go look at their diary.
100%.
Super important, right? And it's so important to take all these things and actually deploy them and break them down. It's like that old saying of how do you eat an elephant, right? Like one bite at a time, right? And if you're not scheduling it, it just doesn't get done. All right.
We call it weaponizing your calendar, because that's the way that you get these outcomes. And by the way, while you have this up in the background, I just want you to know these aren't courses. Okay, these are AI tooled questionnaires that take you through an interview process that you speak, and it starts to develop everything about you so that you can speak in your authentic voice, so you can write that way, so you can create content that you can do a TED Talk, a webinar, a signature speech, a deck, a marketing presentation. This is the thing that changes the game. And everything that we have created here was originally done in the physical realm with every client that we've ever worked with, and now it's done for you in your own voice as you just go through these interviews and through these exercises, and it creates, in essence, your AI brain that's completely proprietary to you, that's completely in your voice, that's all about you, and it's overlaid with our 153 protocols and all the things we've done with our private client, and never goes up into the anesthetized, homogenized world of AI. It's all at the local level. It's all proprietary. It's all secure. Just FYI on that.
Yeah. Okay. So we're almost out of time, and we just basically covered the books. So
let's move.
Yeah, let's move. So let's go. Where's the next place that you'd like to go on the vault? Because we are building all sorts of interesting things. We've discussed the Magnum Opus magazine. We have not yet. We're not ready for the Magnum Opus card. That's the thing that the American Express Black Card should have been. Go Maestro. Do you want to know what Go Maestro is? No?
Yeah, let's
okay,
definitely Go Maestro.
So Go Maestro is essentially where I share. This is a Unrec project where I share some of my AI builds and AI tools and breakthroughs with people out there on the internet. Because if I've built something that can really help people, this is essentially the place where I will give you the guide and show you how to use it. So that's what Go Maestro is. Next on the list.
I think you don't want to go through like Genius, the Genius amplifier, the Genius.
Well, this is for MVP tools. These are MVP tools only, and I was focusing on the lower bar here, not doing a show and tell of the whole MVP.
Got it.
So live events, intro card. This has been a big one. We should definitely talk about that. This is essentially what I wish that LinkedIn would do. And it came from a realization that when somebody introduces me, even with the best intentions, they just do it wrong.
Yeah.
And there are so many people that you lose touch with. The other day I literally deleted 20,000 people from my address book because I didn't want to walk around with a phone with 20,000 people in it, of which half of them are outdated. And I'm like, wouldn't it be so nice if there was just one link that immediately connected people that
and updated it as they moved and gave you an announcement that they moved and all those kind of things.
But basically also a great way to be introduced, because everything in life is about somebody introducing you to somebody else, right? And people love to do it as entrepreneurs. We love to do it, but if you're doing it wrong, you're doing both people a disservice, right? And very often I'll get introduced to somebody and they're like, oh, are you an investment banker? I'm like, no. Are you a capital raiser? No. And you spend half the call wasting your time.
Or
right?
somebody knew what you did back in the late 90s, and they assume that you're in that same role, or I'm sorry, anyone who's stood still since the late 90s, it's time to get out of that rut.
Yep. So essentially, I built this thing. It's called introcard.ai, a single link that you can have, right? That's always current, that people can use to introduce you. That's a QR code on it. You can put it on your business card. You put it on the bottom. And literally, I'll just show you mine real quickly. And it literally is a single link that you can use to introduce people. You can have a quick little video up there, your contacts, how you would like to be reached, what your preferred tools are, and so on. Next step, book a live call, make an introduction, share this, scan that QR code. I mean, it is literally the thing that LinkedIn should have been. And I obviously like dark websites, but for people who like light-colored ones, there's a light version of that too. You still need to finish yours, by the way.
I know. It's been very busy between editing the book, working full-time, and catching up from our travel.
Yes. And then we have, at popular demand, so many of our webinars, our live shows, our live events, people are going, look, I'm in Australia. I cannot attend the time zone. Mm-hmm. Can I please watch this? So we have created what is essentially an evergreen web streaming engine, whereby you can sign up to watch it's not a replay, but a live tool. And voila, here we go. Reserve your seat. Choose which session that you want. Sign up for it. And like this one runs at 2 p.m. every day. And you can just sign up for that and participate. It has our AI chatbots running live in it. If there's a question that it can't answer, it actually pings us. And even if we're out of the office or somewhere, we can reply to a live thread inside of it. So it's kind of a hybrid live. Mm-hmm. You don't seem interested in this?
No, I love it. I love it. I'm just looking at Hong Kong at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's challenging.
That's challenging, but there are others. You know what I mean? The business that you never built. This I thought was a good one, mm-hmm. And this runs at noon every day. And there is a quick introduction by Laura
Here's
Louise.
what I noticed about almost every accomplished entrepreneur who sits across from me. You build one business
And voila,
with everything
and you
have.
sign up
The
for
firm,
that,
the
and
fund,
that's at
the
12
craft you
p.m.
trained
Eastern.
years for.
Yep.
But you never
Yeah,
build
so
the
I
other
like
one
this
at all.
because, there's just times when I'm doing, kind of busy work, and I like to put something on that's feeding,
Mm-hmm.
My process, giving me some food for thought, giving me some ideas about what to do next in the business. And these are great for that, to get you on track, to keep you on track, to keep your mind stimulated, to keep you thinking about what's next. What are the possibilities? What is the creative process? How do I get some new tools and tactics and mindset adjustments that are going to help me to get what I want. Because so many entrepreneurs are working in isolation, or they have a team that they can't catch and pitch with because they basically, give the orders and they take them and do their jobs very well, but they're not the creative process behind the business, and they don't have that entrepreneurial spirit to know where the next thing is. So they're, very much maybe in their zone of genius, maybe in their zone of excellence, but they're certainly not the enterprise, companions that you need to take your business to the next level.
Yep. Inside the MVP, I have loads of updates for you, by the way. I've now created a video browser in here where you can literally search anything inside the vault. Let me move us
Yeah,
out
I
the way
love
here.
this because the vault can seem a little overwhelming. And for those who've never seen the MVP, we should probably do an MVP overview because it keeps changing all the time. Not today, obviously, but the MVP is amazing because it has everything that we've ever done. But now, because there's an overwhelm component, I said to Anrik, we need to just have it where it can go to the things that people need right away. So you can search the vault now by, whether you're looking for how do you determine your right fit client or your authentic
Even by
character
tags, you
flywheel.
see what I mean?
Yeah. your zone of genius. So many people say, I don't know what my zone of genius is. And that is a process that we take people through. It's one of the main core protocols that is enhanced with AI, that you do an interview, and it really points you to what your zone of genius is. So many people, and myself included, I've worked in my zone of excellence for most of my life. And I wonder why, I'm good at it and people will pay me well for
One
it,
into zone
but
of
it's not
genius.
as
And this is
fulfilling
really
as I would have liked it to
getting
be.
to the crux of the fact that most CEOs only operate in
Actually,
their
that was
genius
at our
zone for
yacht
about
club in
20%
New
of
York.
the time.
Oh, yeah, that was on our
and,
travel.
They're trapped doing
We were
the
sitting
work
in
that
this little
drains them.
beautiful
Even
library.
if
Called the
you're
chart
good at
room,
it. I mean,
yeah.
because we all do some work that we know.
But that was the chart room. We
Yeah.
did one from the library too.
Anyway, so this is the update. I have now broken all of that out by subject. You can literally go. I was doing this in the background, so I just did a search for zone of genius. That's what you were talking about, right? So I press zone of genius, and it immediately comes up with 2 sessions where you can click on and go, okay, well, what is she talking about, the zone of genius? And it literally takes you straight to the actual
One into
video
zone of genius.
component.
And this is really getting to the crux of the fact that most CEOs.
So anyway, I wanted to give you that update because that is a big development inside the vault that really makes it useful because, as Louise said, we have these terrific tools, right? The one that she's talking about is right here. That's the Zone of Genius builder, and really helps you hone down and drill down to find your zone of genius, not your zone of excellence, not your zone of competence, but really find all of that. But sometimes there's some training that would explain it better, and then you can just literally hit on the video, and we'll take you right there through the training. So, where else next, Louise?
Okay. Well,
Your world is my oyster. You tell me where you want to go, and I will give you an update on it.
marketplace.
Marketplace. Okay.
Because this is something that we're working on to bring to the forefront, and that is, it's not live yet, but we are working on it. In fact, we're having a strategic session this weekend on it, and we find that there's so many things that we utilize in our day-to-day. There's so many things that we're going to have on offer for people, and we want to make sure that you have access to know like what those things are at a glance, and be able to just put them in your cart and get them so you can get rocking and rolling instead of us telling you things and having to go search the world for them. So this will be very interesting.
I've broken it so far into a couple of categories, obviously books, but mindset training, events, health, energy, longevity, technology related things. As we're developing this, because we have so many people who are saying, hey, you built this amazing studio, where can I get the tech? I'm like, click studio, and you can get the best technology. But it's also about not just software and applications, but on the health and longevity side of things, because the Saving 7 is a real revolution in breakthrough health, energy, longevity, cognitive, power for us humans. And there is so much misinformation out there, and Laura Louise is a guinea pig. She tests everything on herself first, then me, then everybody else. And there is a constant, line of people coming in and out of our house, basically, oh, can I get some more of these things? Can I get some more of that? So that's all going to appear at the marketplace.
Yeah, and I love actually the books, because they won't just be our books, but books that we deem are critical reading for any entrepreneur, any person who's looking to really take their business to the next level, but more importantly, take their fulfillment to the highest level, where you are building a business that's serving your life and not the other way around, and maintaining your mindset, maintaining your creativity, maintaining that inspiration and the intention that you set for everything that you do. And often people lose the intention in the process of the building and the taking on things. And it's just a great, there's so many books that we are like our Bibles, not literally, but really become the forefront of a lot of the things that we've created. So having those at a glance too, and other things too that we just love and make the difference for us. So our marketplace is going to be great, and I think it'll be worth looking at. And if you're in a program or you've watched something, that you could go there and be able to get exactly what we're talking about very quickly.
I think we have time for one more, and that is obviously our Magnum Nexus, because all of these live events, all of our funnels, our interactive boardrooms that we've built for our clients are all running on what is essentially a Magnum Nexus technology. And that is a standalone technology business, basically software as a service, where we design and create digital fireplaces like this one right now. This is all streaming live in 12 different locations. Is that 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right now. 10 live locations on a Magnum Nexus. And the name comes from Magnum meaning great, and Nexus meaning from nectar, meaning connected. And that is all run out on a Nexus hub. But we've also got some really cool, useful tools like the Magnum Nexus Studio. You can very, very quickly click on that, grant access to your camera. This computer doesn't have a camera on it, right, as now you can see, and record a live video, put a link to it.
Yeah. Right from your desktop,
Yep.
right from your laptop. If you're going to a meeting and you want to send someone a quick note, it's so much more impactful to have something on video versus just writing it. And you'll get noticed too. I mean, there's all these tactics from marketing that people used to have years ago, where they'd like send a phone or send this or send that. But I find that the engagement with your actually persona and seeing the way you speak,
Yep.
seeing the way you communicate, it makes people feel like they know you. And once they get that feeling of you're a known person to them, then they feel more comfortable with you. They feel like they decide, are you their person or are you not? If you are, then they feel like they want to get to have a relationship with you. And once they have a relationship with you, they feel like they trust you. It sounds deep, but it happens very much just organically in the process of seeing you in that little video that you might text to them. This is actually an amazing thing that really makes people feel more connected to you, even if you've never met them.
I use it all the time, because sometimes you just want to get 40 little invitations out to an event that you're running or something like that. So I can very quickly, in 2 or 3 minutes, record a personalized video. It comes with a call to action button on it for people to come to my event or come to my whatever I'm trying, book launch or whatever. And it's so personal, it's so instantaneous, it's an immediate thing. Also, thing that I use all the time is the meeting link, because most people's meeting links absolutely suck, the Calendly things and the add to meeting things, and they just don't give you all the information. So all of this is in the Nexus tools.
So it provides you the link and the people and
it's all
the
free.
place
It's all
and-
free.
yeah.
There's no payment for any of those things. Okay, so let us see what else we have missed. There is something right here behind Laura Louise's head, and that is Vault Insights. What we're working on right now is to essentially create a publishing engine for our MVP members and our clients. And of course, we experiment on ourselves first. So think of this,
The ultimate guinea pigs.
that this is basically your internal blog. This is where you create your content. This is where you create your posts. And then it gets from there, goes omnipresent and gets distributed to all of the social platforms, including email and so on, wherever you want to distribute your content on the time schedule that you want, because you don't want the same post appearing on 10 different locations all at the same time. These things can be auto-rotated, they can be repeated, all that kind of stuff. So that's a big build that's going on in the background right
I
now.
love that, actually.
Yeah.
Because so often you want to say, well, what have I done? And by the way, I mean, if you've done a post, you can repeat that post every, there's an algorithm that you can do it so that messaging is getting out there. And it's important to know when things go, what they, where they're showing up,
Yep.
and how to replicate that, because repetition is the mother of skill. And I got this very wrong, where I felt like, okay, I did that already, and I don't want to do it again. And that's completely wrong, because the amount of people who actually see you when you're doing something is very small, and the repetition becomes imperative, really, to get the word out.
Yeah, so that is essentially a very good update as to what we have been doing. All of this runs, as I told you right at the beginning, runs on our Maestro operator console. That literally runs our entire business from anywhere in the world. You can log in. There's a mobile, a slimmed down mobile version of it.
And I mean, for what it's worth, we build these for our clients so they can run their business from anywhere in the world as well, for our private clients.
So I think that's about, we're out of time. So it's
out of
been
time.
wonderful seeing all of you guys today. Hope you enjoyed this update. Thank
Yeah.
you for showing up. It's
And,
so nice to see so many friendly faces in the
Yeah.
room.
And if you guys have any questions, you can put in a message into LinkedIn, or reach out to us. And we'd love to hear your questions. I hope that you guys are getting ready for the best fall season you've ever had. We're going to be bringing a lot of things on. We'll do an MVP overview if you think MVP might be right for you, to learn more about it, because I think that's the place where we synthesize, and we're with our MVP people every single week, so that we make sure that they're moving forward, that they're in the right place, that they're getting their goals. And
There's actually a pretty kick-ass website on that. Just type it in there,
Yeah.
magnumvault.com/MVP.
yeah, and the nice thing about it is that you can kind of get a little glimpse of what it is, but you could also set up a one-on-one call with either myself or with Anrik to learn more about it and see if it's a good fit for you and your business, what you're trying to achieve. This is really for people who want to go and start really 10xing it, who want to take their business to the next level, or get the fulfillment that maybe is absent in their business right now.
It's even got a little mini-me of Laura Louise over there.
Hi,
that will
I'm Laura
tell you all
Louise.
about it.
If you're on this page, someone believed you should be here. So before you scroll, let me name what you already feel.
That's pretty good,
You've
right?
built so much for so many for so long. And somewhere along the way, the work that is yours.
Yeah, so that has a full tour in it, that has the whole rundown on it. There's even a show and tell.
So what is the ticker for that?
magnumvault.com/MVP.
Yeah, and
Very
that'll-
simple. And from there, you can actually even book a call straight in here. You hit the apply button, and that takes you straight to the book a call.
Yeah, it's not a sales page. It's
Yeah.
really a get more information page. See what it's all about and see if it's right for you, and we'll help you to determine that. And if it's not, we'll help you
Yep.
guide you to what might be right for you. So
Awesome. So wonderful to see you guys all. I think that is it now. We have to love and leave you. And
enjoy the next week. I know we're getting into the late stage of summer, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. And we look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday.
all righty, bye.